Opening scene. You don't want to miss this. I have a story that will blow your mind forever. Did you know there was once a clockmaker? Yes, a clockmaker, who warned the world of its impending doom. Not only that, but his uncanny predictions saw him hailed as both a prophet and a madman. You likely haven't heard of him, but his name was Nostradamus-like in his satirical fame. Jörn Hegel, the forgotten timekeeper. Let me take you back to the 17th century, a time of shifting ideologies and unprecedented discoveries. Scene transition. Europe is on the cusp of the Enlightenment, a time when science began eclipsing superstition, but belief in divine forces still loomed large. Jörn Hegel had modest beginnings. Born in a remote German village, Jörn was apprenticed to a local clockmaker renowned for precision mechanics. From a young age, Jörn's talent with complex gears and mechanisms set him apart. But his true obsession lay in celestial timings, how the motion of the heavens influenced the ticking of Earth itself. You see, Jörn wasn't your average artisan. While others built clocks to mark the hours or showcase artistry, Jörn envisioned devices that would reveal cosmic truth. He believed that humanity's fate was written not in holy texts, but in the intricate, predictable spin of celestial cycles. By observing the orbits of planets and stars, he claimed, one could predict not just a drought or celestial events, but earth-shattering apocalypses. Fast cut. Jörn eventually managed to craft something called the Celestial Synchronizer. It was unlike any timepiece ever made. An enormous clock nearly 8 feet tall, constructed with painstaking precision and embedded with swirling painted orbits of planets and moons. Onlookers called it both a marvel and an abomination. This clock didn't just chime the hour, it forecasted celestial convergences, asteroids, and, Jörn declared, the exact moment when human history would collapse in upon itself. What was his message? In a time of rampant religious fervor and growing scientific curiosity, Hegel's clock boldly declared that the year 1752 would see the end of the world. The celestial circles will close, Jörn announced, and all who dwell on this sphere will perish in fire and smoke. For all his credibility among clockmakers, this proclamation branded him a heretic and a madman. Voiceover intensifies. Before we dismiss him, here's what's inexplicable, even eerie, about Jörn Hegel's prediction. His celestial synchronizer accounted for planetary orbits nearly as accurately as modern astronomers could map them, despite rudimentary telescopes. Experts later examined the synchronizer and found it eerily close to scientific equations that wouldn't formally emerge for another 100 years. How on earth did this modest rural clockmaker predict orbital alignments and astronomical dynamics centuries ahead of his time? Scene transition, quiet tension. The year 1752 approached, and voices of fear spread like wildfire. By now, Hegel had been dead for nearly 6 decades, and his image had shifted from reviled madman to misunderstood genius. His elaborate clock had traveled, finding its way into the hands of a wealthy baron who brought it to Prague. Rumors about its precision were undeniable, and cloaked visitors allegedly purchased end-times insurance from this same baron as whispers of Hegel's prophecy gained traction. To everyone's visual horror, specific celestial alignments Hegel had calculated did actually match phenomena seen in astronomical observatories. Noted scientists quietly admitted his synchronizer preserved uncanny truths about cosmic mechanics, not fully understood, even as telescopes improved. One astronomer allegedly exclaimed, "This clock doesn't just measure, it reveals." Still, the respected academia dismissed the predictions as rooted in superstition. The day of fate. And then, there it was, July 27, 1752. People gathered in public squares, fearful but watching the skies for signs of doom. The day unfolded strangely. Strange temperature drops, eerie auroras, and even tremors reported in scattered regions of Central Europe added to the hysteria. However, midnight passed, and the planet clocked forward into yet another day. So, what happened? Did Jörn Hagel fail spectacularly, or was it something entirely different? Modern researchers investigating Hagel's synchronizer discovered the device incorporated anomalies aligned not just with planetary trajectories, but with Earth's own movement. His calculations hinted at imperceptible micro-alterations in Earth's rotation, a topic still puzzling astrophysicists. But instead of revealing the world's fiery end, it appears the synchronizer's end date marked something more enigmatic: the first documentation of precession. Closing thoughts. Sadly, much about Jörn Hagel's life and invention has drifted into obscurity. The celestial synchronizer disappeared entirely during wartime looting, vanishing perhaps alongside priceless artifacts forever. All that remains are vague journal entries, haunting sketches, and unverified anecdotes about concerned skywatchers who still study such celestial phenomena. But consider this. Long before space-age satellites, Halley's Comet, or modern debates between science and mysticism, there stood a man, an anonymous clockmaker, carving miniaturized glimpses of universal secrets into wood and brass. Whether by genius or coincidence, his celestial synchronizer continues to puzzle and inspire debates centuries later. Jörn Hagel, the timekeeper who dreamed of eternity within shifting gears. That, my friends, is a hidden gem of history.